Hi, I'm Sherry McGill, and you're watching Lessons Learned. Welcome back to the Vintage Mystery Quilt Along. We have our very last block today, and it is a house by special request. Looking in the encyclopedia, there were some houses in there, but they were way more complicated than I would ever be able to write a pattern for. Not that I couldn't do it, but it would take me a while to figure that out. So I went a different route, something very simple. I don't know if you can see that there. I have the list of cuts that we need to make and the instructions, but don't get discouraged. There's a PDF in the description box that you can follow along, and this is just going to go swimmingly. So yeah, just print that off and kind of check things off as you go. That's what I do so that I don't lose my place and I have the right amount of pieces, and pieces go where they need to go. So here are all my pieces already cut out, so I'm gonna go ahead and start stitching it together. Looks like first thing we need to do is take our 3 7/8 inch squares, the background and the print fabric, and make half square triangles out of these two. And then also we have a solid as well that needs to be done. So let me see here. I think that goes with that, I believe. Maybe I need 2 of these. Hold on. Okay, so first thing we need to do is do our 3 7/8 inch half square triangles. And then we're going to trim those to 3.5, pretty sure. Yes. So you're also going to need an extra one of these to go with the 3 7/8 of your print. So you really need 2. I have down here that I need 2, 1 3 7/8 print, and I need 2, and then also 2 solids. Yes. So you need a print and a solid as well, 3 7/8, and we're going to wind up with an extra of each one of those half square triangle sets we made. We're only going to use one side of each one. Okay. So that leaves us with an extra of each one of those. So you can use those on another project. And then put my chimneys on top and see what the difference is. I need to make sure this one is going to be right too, because at the moment it is right. So that tells me that, I don't know, this part right here lines up. So I'm confused. I want to put these together and see what I get. Okay, so I need to put that together to get my roof. Okay, so that's 12.5. So here, this has to go on top of this, but it needs to go in such a way where these land here and here. So that was correct to put this up and down. So I'm going to cut these off, not cut, I'm going to rip, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to rip these down, rip these out with the seam ripper and this, and take this piece, it's either this piece or this piece, I think it's this piece, take this piece, turn it the other way, no it wouldn't be, it'd be this piece, and turn it the other way, and then that'll give me my 12.5 and get my chimneys in the right spot, I do believe. Either way, I've got to take this out. Okay, so let's see. It's not going to be that, is it? Or is it? It is. It's going to be this piece going this way. So I didn't need my little extra piece that I cut after all. Basically, my mistake was I didn't turn that middle piece the right way. And that was what was confusing me. If I would just pay attention to my own directions, everything would have been okay. I'm second guessing myself. Okay, so now we're going to stick this one in here. And I really raveled it out. I'm not going to cut another piece though. Alright, so let's put the other side on and pray that that fits on top of this perfectly. If it doesn't, back to the drawing board. Did I say pray? We need prayer for this. Aha! There we go. So the 2.5 by 3.5 piece that I told you to cut goes up and down. I was getting confused because I was trying to put it sideways, I think. I think that's where I got messed up. So those two pieces can go together. I'm going to wait though and then go ahead and work on the body of the house and see how far we get on that. So here we go. Now we're talking about so the background and print HST. Okay, I already did that. And that's the roof. So we've already done the roof. Background rectangle. So the 2.5 by 5.5 print rectangles, that's these. There's 2 of those. So the 2.5 by print rectangles to each side of the 2.5 by 5.5 background rectangle. So I only need one of those. That's the door. I did only need one. Y'all are really getting a taste of what it's like to make up a pattern. Whew, this is crazy. This one's got me challenged, but we're going to get there. So essentially our long background piece there is the door. So now we put the other side of the front of the house on there. Okay, so we're going to set this aside because that's going to go right under the roof. And now we want to do the side of the house. So we have this, 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 and this. Nope. That's not going to work. It's going to have to be one of these. And how big is it supposed to be? The window is... Yeah, I need a 2.5 by 3 background. That's not 2.5 by 3. That's 2.5 by... It's 2.5 by 3. But are these 2.5 by 3? These are 2.5 by 3.5. Let me see. 2.5 by 3. So the 2.5 by 3, this is 2.5 by 3 rectangles. Do the 2.5 by 3 background rectangle. So my background rectangle is the right size, but my windows are not. So I either have to decide, are these too long or is this too short? So how do I figure that out? So let me see. This is beside it. And then this is this on the bottom? Maybe? It should be. I'm thinking that these are too long. Because if I do a 1/4 inch here, that's going to make that, let's go down a 1/4 inch. That's going to make these a 1/2 inch too long. So these are a 1/2 inch too long. So let me see if I either cut them wrong or my instructions are wrong. The house. Yeah, my instructions are right. So I actually cut these too long. They're supposed to be 3s. So let me cut these down to 3s and then we'll have it. Okay. So that should work. So we should be able to put these 3 together and then put this to that and then put these 2 units together, and that'll be the bottom of our house. And then we put this on the bottom, and that's 12.5. So we're in the home stretch. We're in the home stretch. Let's get these put together. Okay, let's spread this out. And that's going to be our side of our house with the window. There's a big hunk of ravelings. Let me get that. Okay, so there's the side and the front of the house. And let's go ahead and put that together like this. Is it 12.5? It is. Yay! So now we can put our roof on and our chimneys on, and we've got ourselves a house. And then at the end, though, we're going to put this strip at the bottom. And what that's going to do is it's going to, see how we have that up here in a roundabout sort of way. It's not a strip, but it's going to be on the bottom too, so that we have equal distance between the start and the bottom, the top here of the house and the bottom. You'll see. Let me go ahead and put these together. Yeah, see, I flipped a seam there. I'm just going to do a little tiny slit right here, just to kind of open that back up, so it'll lay nice and flat when we're quilting. Okay, and then the bottom of our house, or the body of the house. I'm going to stitch that together, and I'm going to make sure this middle set of seam lines are really together and even. And let's just see, that came out perfect, so I'm just going to hang on to it. Get my threads in the right place here. And start at the end, because it seems to be lining up perfectly. I'll check my middle match up there again. And this looks like it's coming out just perfect on the other end too, so. Okay, there's that. Now all I have to do is put my strip on the bottom right there. And then I will go iron this, starch it up for you, trim it if it needs it, show you what it looks like. Okay. Okay, here's our house block. It's very cute. Now if you want to make a house block quilt, you can use this pattern to make an entire quilt with those if you want. But it'll be a cute addition to our vintage blocks, I think. So despite the troubles that I had as I was filming this and getting all my pieces together, I feel pretty confident that the PDF is going to lead you to this. So if you have any questions or problems with it, just let me know and we'll work through those. But I think I've pretty much worked out all the kinks of this block. So it's kind of nice too for you to see, you know, what I go through to actually put one of these together. I've actually not told you this, but along the way I have tried to start some patterns for some blocks that we didn't do that I just could not get to come out right. I could not get the math right. So I had to go on to something else. So this is one of those things, you know, where you just have to keep working with the math until you get it right. And sometimes I was able to make it work out, and sometimes I didn't. But either way, we've got us 12 vintage blocks and 13 9 patches. And now you can put those together. And if you would like, go ahead and use your background fabric. I would. For your sashing. I think that would look the best. And you can make it as wide as you want, depending on how big you want your quilt to be. I think I'm going to make mine finish at about a 1-inch strip of this between all of my blocks. So hopefully by Friday, if I have enough of my background on hand, and I'm having trouble finding it or something I think I got it at Hobby Lobby. It's just muslin. But I might need to go get a little bit more, because experimenting with these blocks, I've used a lot, you know, that didn't work out. So I may need to pick up some more so that I can do my sashing. And then as far as borders go, I would at least put that 1-inch sashing size on the outside, if not wider, if you want to use your background fabric as another border as well. And you could do that and then add another border beyond that that's wider, or maybe, you know, out of your prints or out of one of your solids, whichever. So you can go ahead and do that now. You've got all your blocks. If you've done your extra 9 patch, then you know, you would have this one, your 9 patch, and then your extra 9 patch. So if you have them all done and you have 25 blocks, just arrange those 5 by 5 in a pleasing manner to you. I'm not going to tell you where to put them in there. You can put them wherever you want. Go ahead and do your sashing, at least a 1-inch background sashing. If you have another idea, go for it. And on this block in particular, I chose 2 different solids for this one. You know, with the chimneys, so the chimneys would stand out. But if you want your chimneys to be the same as your roof, you could. Or if you want your chimneys to be black, or a brick red or something like that, or if you have a print that looks like brick or something like that, that'd be cute too. So you can be a little flexible with it. Okay, so have fun doing this block, and I will see you on Finish It Friday this week, hopefully with my finished quilt top out of this. So hang in there, have fun, and we'll see you soon. Bye.